about why you are still broke due to financial conditioning. But before we jump right in, I want to tell you that if you have not listened to our last episode, you should go back and listen, because the reviews from that episode has been epic. It has been great. It will be worth your time. That episode I sat down with a friend and we really talked about this money thing. You should listen to it. That's all I have to say. Alright, before we jump right in, like we always do, we always take our codes first. I'll be taking 3 codes. They all have to do with what we're talking about today. So listen attentively. First one says, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. That one is by Benjamin Franklin. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Okay. Next one says, empty pockets never held anyone back. Only empty heads and empty hearts can do that. It's by Norman Vincent. Oh my god. The last one says, formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Wow. Think about it. Alright, today we'll jump right in. We're talking about financial conditioning. I want to ask you a question, quick question. When did you get your first money conversation? And who did you get it from? Think. For most of us, I'm guessing that we did not get something really formal. I'm guessing we did not. We were all just born with a clean slate, right? Most of us, when we were born, we had nothing in our minds. We had no ideas about anything. But gradually, we learned from people. We learned from our environment, and whatsoever we perceive something as is due to what our environment has taught us. Deception towards money is due to what your environment has taught you. From our environment, it's very common to hear negative things about the subject. It's very common to hear things that are not so great. Let's say about money, you would have heard something like, do you think money grows on trees? Do you think money is easy to come by? Do you think luxury items are good? People who buy luxury items are just wasting their money and stuff like that. All of what we've heard, whether good or bad, now forms a conditioning that affects our perspective towards something. Let's say, take money now, for example. Most of us, if you've heard something that is not so great over a period of time, that is why there's always a battle between new knowledge, what you are finding out now that you are more conscious, and what you've known over time. You might hear something new, like something really new about the subject, and then you're like, but they told you, but they told me when I was much younger, they told me this. There's almost something like, or you hear something and you'll be like, I've been scammed, because almost all your life you've believed something else. You've been conditioned to think a particular way. That's why even sometimes, no matter what you really hear, if your condition has not been broken through, imagine new knowledge that you're just getting today, now having to battle with the conditioning of, let's say, 20 years, 30 years. That's why it's always good to get knowledge, always good to seek knowledge early, so that you don't have to do a whole lot of backlog of conditioning of a very long time. Let's say if you begin to seek financial education in your 20s, you have 20 years backlog of conditioning to break through. Imagine you start seeking for it in your 40s. That's why most elderly people might not really love the term investing, because there's a conditioning of 40 years that new information has to break through, and it's not really easy. Like I always say, little by little, the thoughts that you've heard makes your beliefs, now turns into your perception towards something. But there's this good old saying that knowledge is power. Knowledge is that power that you need to break through whatsoever has conditioned your beliefs, if they are wrong beliefs. To break through conditioning, you need to first be aware that they exist. You need to first know, okay, what is my perception towards this? And then you need to know how it has affected you. If you have a perception of something and it seems good, it has had brilliant results in your life, there is no need to change. But when you are aware that this is not really helping me, then you are aware that, okay, I really have to change this. If I need to improve my life, I really have to change it. So you need to be aware of this. Then you need to know how it has affected you so far. then you come up with a different narrative. You choose, you make a choice that from now on, this is how I want to see this thing. You make that choice. You break conditioning by constantly choosing every day to change your narrative. It doesn't happen overnight. Like I said, if you have a conditioning of 20 years, it's going to take you a long time to actually break through this. First saying that, let's talk about some different money beliefs that people have. Let's just take two examples, because when you read finance books, most of them start with your mindset, because you cannot go more than what you can think of. You cannot see more than what you cannot have more than what you can think of. Your mind is really powerful. If you can conquer your mind, I feel you can conquer it. If you can conquer your thinking, you can make yourself see that this is possible. I just need to do this, I just need to do that, and I will achieve it. I feel that whatsoever has been invented, whatsoever great men have invented, all started with their thinking. It all started with, okay, what if this is possible? Like, you've had people who, like, I've heard stories of people who invented things and they had to lock them up in a psychiatric home because their thinking was just beyond what people could fathom. And eventually, when they invented this thing, they actually saw that, okay, they were not mad. Your thinking is the first point of call. And to overcome conditioning, you actually really need knowledge. If you acquire knowledge, you can change your narratives from money is hard to come by to think that money is a tool created for me and it is meant to serve me. Also, instead of thinking that, oh, it's too expensive, I will never be able to afford it, why don't you think, okay, this for now, this is out of my budget, but I am willing to do the necessary work to actually achieve this thing. I could go on and on, but with those two examples, I feel that you're well aware of what we're trying to achieve by changing our narrative. You can only change your narrative by investing in your financial education. Watch videos. YouTube is a university of its own. It is a university of its own part. You can learn anything on YouTube. Read books, attend seminars, pay for knowledge. There's something that I mentioned, I think I mentioned it on my channel. I was like, that when knowledge is not coming to you free, maybe it's time you pay for it, because ignorance has a price. Either way, you are paying for something. Either way, you're paying for your lack of knowledge. You either pay with your time, you either pay through more stress, but you're paying for it. So why not, if you need to invest money to get knowledge, please invest it. Do not pay the price of ignorance. Pay for courses, attend seminars. You either get knowledge or you keep paying the price for ignorance. The only way to overcome something is to have an in-depth knowledge about it. There are a lot of people who talk about money these days. Follow them on Instagram. Read their books. Buy their books. Like, too much knowledge cannot be bad. It cannot be bad. Just keep investing in yourself. Just keep pushing yourself. Just keep taking that extra step. Just keep pushing yourself. And I feel that in the end of it all, you will reap the fruits of whatsoever you've put in. And then gradually with time, you see that you're overcoming whatsoever conditioning that you have, and then everything is turning around for the better. Also, do not forget to send in your comments. We really like to hear from you. We like to know how this has helped you. Always send an email to judithmonero@gmail.com. You can read the description under this podcast for the details of the email address. Feel free to leave a comment, leave a review for us. We look forward to really hearing from you. And then you could suggest topics. Maybe there are things you want us to talk about. Kindly feel free to suggest topics and we would definitely look into it. Before we go, know that we always like to take our Did You Know segment. Did you know that there are 4 words in the English language that end in DOS? That's DOUS. They are hazardous, horrendous, stupendous, and tremendous. Yeah, just 4 words. Now you know. Till next time.